I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE.
Did you guys see the video of that woman from Georgia who says she's the one that reported the Hyundai workers to ICE? And she fancies herself a hero.
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery.
And speaking of snitches, this woman clearly told the entire world that this did not happen by mistake. I went and snitched on you guys. Asian people are so disappointed in her. But black people are laughing so hard. No, ladies and gentlemen, wait. A white woman went and called ICE. She was like, the thing is, I reported you guys because I wanted to say to you, I understand you come here looking for a better quality of life. But I was so concerned that you guys may not be sleeping well. They should be renting for you hotels to lay in at night when you're done doing all this work for this company. So I told ICE that there are over 500 people that work in this factory and the working conditions are not good. So we need to literally raid it.
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's just not how it is. It's very bad conditions, very inhumane, and the Biden administration started a humanitarian crisis. So y'all can't just look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run.
Asian Americans, listen to me and listen to me very carefully and say this with me. We will never ever trust a Karen ever again. Repeat after me. We will never ever trust a Karen again. No, because what do you mean? Yeah, work so hard. You find Asian people that are so pretty in their little melanin, and then they go bleach so they can be close to white. Yeah, what a disappointment.
How the hell does 475 undocumented illegal immigrants get hired in the first place? Play the clip.
Good morning, and thank you all for coming. My name is Stephen Schrank. I'm the Special Agent in charge of Homeland Security Investigations for the states of Georgia and Alabama. Yesterday, Homeland Security Investigations, in coordination with our law enforcement partners, executed a judicial search warrant as part of an ongoing criminal investigation into allegations of unlawful employment practices and serious federal crimes. This operation underscores our commitment to protecting jobs for Georgians and Americans, ensuring a level playing field for businesses that comply with the law, safeguarding the integrity of our economy, and protecting workers from exploitation.
America first.
The investigation resulted in the arrest of 475 individuals and is focused on ensuring accountability for those who violate the law and uphold the rule of law.
Site, okay? Our Homeland Security, we have a
This is what
search
we
warrant for the
voted
whole
for.
site. We need construction
Lock
to
'em
cease
up.
immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
Hit the road. Hit the road. Crew Taylor. Lock them up. Lock them up. Hit the road. This is what we voted for. America first. We should be outraged by this. Those are American jobs taken away by illegals. Lock them up. Now, how many executives were arrested for hiring illegals in human trafficking? None of it will matter without any indictments or convictions. Hyundai is a disgrace for hiring illegals over daggone American citizens. I wonder what the unemployment rate is in that area, because every single one of those jobs can now be filled with a hard-working American. Y'all wonder why we say America first. This is what MAGA is. This is what we voted for. Also, that's 475 less Democratic votes. As y'all know, the Democrats are the only ones that holler. The illegal immigrants are the only ones that want to do the jobs that Americans don't want to do. This is unbelievable. Hyundai ought to be ashamed of themselves. There better be some serious fines and audits going on, and heads better be rolling.
Did you know you can pay $5 billion just to get humiliated?
Today, we're delighted to report that Hyundai is announcing a major $5.8 billion investment in American manufacturing.
That's exactly what happened to the Hyundai and LG battery factory in Georgia. By the way, it's not Hyundai, it's Hyundai. Over 500 people were taken, and more than 300 people were Korean national. When the president of South Korea met Trump last month, I couldn't even finish the video.
저의 관여로 남북 관계가 잘 개선되기 쉽지 않은 상태인데 실제로 이 문제를 풀 수 있는 유일한 인물이 트럼프 대통령이십니다.
It was so cringe, the way he was kissing and the translator fighting for his life.
So resolving this issue through my engagement is not an easy thing. And the only person that can make progress on this issue is you, Mr. President.
Apparently, they discussed South Korea's future investment in the US, including energy, mineral, infrastructure. But just in 11 days, South Korea media is saying 뒤통수 맞았다, meaning they got stabbed in the back. US media claims that a lot of them overstayed their visa. But the investigation isn't over, so we'll find out more. Korean netizens are furious. Koreans are all about pride. Having our own people being mass detained, that's not gonna sit well with them for the next maybe 10 years. Some are saying shut down the factory, pull out the investment, bring our people back home immediately. And others are saying they believe Korea is being disrespected because we're a smaller country. And some think US is pushing out Korean workers because they want to replace that with US workers, even though the innovation is from Korea. And surprisingly, a lot of them are saying that Trump is trying to punish Korea for attending this Chinese military parade, marking the 80th anniversary ending World War II. And apparently it was anti-West event. Anyway, this is far from over. It will be interesting to see if this will change the relationship between South Korea and the US. We'll find out.
Today, we're delighted to report that Hyundai is announcing a major $5.8 billion investment in American manufacturing. In particular, Hyundai will be building a brand new steel plant in Louisiana, which will produce more than 2.7 million metric tons of steel a year, creating more than 1,400 jobs for American steelworkers. And then there'll be major expansion after that. This will be Hyundai's first ever steel mill in the United States, one of the largest companies in the world, by the way, supplying steel for its auto parts and auto plants in Alabama and Georgia, which will soon produce more than 1 million American-made cars every single year. The cars are coming into this country at levels never seen before. Get ready.
Did you see this raid at the Hyundai construction site? Well, this woman is allegedly responsible for the raid. Listen to what she had to say.
So there were 452 illegals, and I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. Modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? politicians have really screwed these people because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's just not how it is.
So this is Tory Branham, a Republican candidate for Georgia's 12th congressional district, who as a politician should have thought about how shutting down the single biggest economic investment made by a company in Georgia's history would affect her constituents. This was confirmed by Rolling Stone, and according to the report, Tory recruited a Spanish-speaking union worker who had access to the site to become her informant. After hearing rumors of the construction site using undocumented labor and 3 worker deaths at the site. Ironically, the other workers trusted this union worker because he had previously helped them win lawsuits against unsafe work conditions. So Tory took the rumors and the information from the informants and gave it to authorities. Authorities did say that this was a part of a months-long investigation with multiple agencies, but did not mention that this was started by Tory. And Tory is proud of what she did, saying, quote, "This is what I voted for, to get rid of a lot of," and that word, but not everyone that was detained was undocumented. There are already reports that 2 people that were detained were engineers who came to the US to advise briefly on the work and were planning to go back to South Korea soon. Also, some crossed into the US undocumented, some had visa waivers and were prohibited from working, and some had overstayed their visas. But they didn't go there with the knowledge of who was working undocumented because they were harassing everyone, including people with status. When I first saw her video, I knew that she had no actual sympathy for the workers. Because if she did, she would have found a way to hold the corporation accountable and not send the Gestapo goon after the workers. All she did was help the Trump administration rip more families apart and financially ruin them for her political gain. So like I said in my first video, these are people whose only infraction was probably working without authorization. And I guarantee you that most of them would fix their status if this government didn't keep intentionally making it difficult for people to do so. But like I said before, this government wants to keep people undocumented so they can be exploited, used as pawns in these political games, and are the ones that end up being blamed for everything while the bosses and corporations get off free.
When it comes to the DHS raid on the Hyundai battery factory outside of Savannah, Georgia, I informed you guys yesterday of my opinion, based upon years of being in the South, who I thought would be the ones reporting. And it looks like I was right, with the 12th congressional district candidate for the Republicans now coming out and saying that she was solely responsible for this raid. But there's a bunch of holes in her story, including the types of people that were employed at this site. When questioned and now getting blowback on that, she's saying that the only people that actually care about this are people who don't pay taxes, people not from this country, continuing her racist dog whistles. So it looks like I wasn't far off. I didn't have a congressional candidate on my bingo card for somebody that would have called in, but it doesn't surprise me from this portion of Georgia. What does surprise me is that DHS actually won't come out and say, yeah, they called us and we talked to them. Instead, they're saying, we actually talked to a number of people and this has been a months-long investigation. But even then, what they went in there for isn't actually something that was violated. So their whole warrant was made up to go into this factory, which doesn't surprise me at all. So there's a lot of surprising things in this whole case, but
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's just not how it is. It's very bad conditions, very inhumane, and the Biden administration started a humanitarian crisis. So y'all can't just look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run.
Did you guys see the video of that woman from Georgia who says she's the one that reported the Hyundai workers to ICE? And she fancies herself a hero, saving them all from the human trafficking they were experiencing, these horrible working conditions, these low wages, this lack of housing. She thinks she's the hero in this story, saving them from this. And of course she blames Biden. I do not understand the minds of conservatives. They see victims of human trafficking in this story, and their solution to the problem is to first blame Biden, and second, arrest the victims. I just don't understand them. So let me show you that. So this is the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. It's a federal law. It prosecutes employers, not the victims. And it prohibits them from having forced labor, basically. There's criminal charges, fines, prison sentences, and then victims can sue for civil damages. Who do you want to bet voted against this? Who do you want to bet? Who do you want to bet that prevents victims from suing their employers? Who prevents victims from getting compensated fairly? Who prevents victims from having fair housing? Who do you want to bet are the politicians that prevent these victims from getting what's due to them? Because what they want to do instead is arrest the victims. These people are the cruelest people. They have no empathy. And also no ability to think logically about situations. I just don't want to be here with these people anymore. They really have no understanding of reality. They live in a completely distorted reality.
Yeah, remember the 475 illegal people that was working in the Hyundai factory? Guess what? I found a video. Listen to this.
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just...
Wow, she had the audacity to do that?
To you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people, because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's
how can you sleep at night doing that?
Very bad.
Knowing that you did the worst thing ever in your life.
The administration started a humanitarian.
You should be ashamed.
So y'all can't just look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run.
Frankly, Chris, it's surprising that we haven't seen raids of this scale at workplaces yet. We've seen such a crackdown in cities, primarily those run by Democrat mayors. We haven't seen a lot of workplace raids. And ICE officers will tell you, if you want to get big numbers, as this administration does, workplaces are typically where they start. So this one stands out. They went into this Hyundai facility in Georgia. We understand more than 400 people were arrested. Now, the special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations in Georgia, the part of ICE that carried this out, said this was not something that is part of the immigration crackdown you're seeing that's happening week by week, day by day across the country, that this took months of planning. Take a listen to what he said.
This was not a immigration operation where agents went into the premises, rounded up folks, and put them on buses. This has been a multi-month criminal investigation where we have developed evidence, conducted interviews, gathered documents, and presented that evidence to the court in order to obtain a judicial search warrant. Yesterday, we executed that search warrant and gathered additional evidence that will support this investigation.
And Chris, oftentimes what we see when there are workers who are working undocumented is that they may have used someone else's identification and tax number in order to get that job. We're also hearing from the company who said that it was their understanding so far that none of those detained is directly employed by the Hyundai Motor Company. They say we prioritize the safety and well-being of everyone working at the site and comply with all laws and regulations wherever we operate. And I have to say, from covering workplace raids in the past, that can sometimes be common, that there can be subcontractors and they can even have contractors who do all of the hiring that aren't talking to the parent company. Sometimes it can distance themselves from liability in situations like this. But in this case, they're saying these were not people directly working for them.
Asian Americans, a daily reminder. You is not her, she is not you. When she sees you, Asian Americans, she sees these poor people that literally escaped their country to go and toil to make their lives better. So she feels like she can rescue you to like have a better quality of life, but not in America. By you being deported. Yo! Wow. To think that everywhere in Asia where you go, it's a white skin that's praised. Tell me about it. I lived in Dubai. A white skin is kissed. How do you prioritize a person who does not like you? How do you wake up and put yourself under the umbrella of people of color? Just for you to turn around and bleach yourself to look so white and later on have a current snitch on you so you can be deported back to your country. Because according to her, she felt like she can rescue you from your bad situation in America. Yo! Black kings and queens, arise, darling. It's time for you to be petty. Yeah, because the situation allows you to. When you're people of color, when they have problems and they want black people to fight for them, the moment the situation stabilizes for them, they are no longer people of color. This is why black people decided to just watch. Go where you are wanted, sweetie. You want to be close to whiteness? See what proximity to whiteness has caused you.